And on today's how-to segment, we're going to show you how to make a cat stove. It's called that because it's usually made out of a used cat food can, but we're going to use a potted meat can to make a very minimalist, inexpensive, and easy to use alcohol fuel stove that you can use on camping or hiking trips or just around the house in an emergency if the power goes out, and we'll show you how to make one. So right here is our can that we're going to begin with. This was actually a potted meat can, and find these for about 50 cents a can at the grocery store. Basic aluminum can that potted meat comes in. This is the beginning. The next step is that we punch a single hole in the can about 1/4 of an inch from the top of the rim. The top of the hole is about 1/4 of an inch below the rim, and to do that we have used our basic hole punch that you use to punch holes in notebook paper or anything else, and it will punch a hole in this aluminum can. That is the first step. We punch the first hole. The next step is using a tape measure and a Sharpie pen. We will mark 1/2 inch spaces using the first hole as a guide. Go around the can every 1/2 inch, marking places for a hole. Now we have finished punching out the top row of holes in our little aluminum can. And we used our little punch, and we should have 15 holes. Now we'll mark a second row of holes. And ideally, this is what you should end up with. The top row of holes 1/2 inch apart, and then a second row of holes 1/2 inch apart, set below the first row, and the center of the bottom row should be about 1/2 inch diagonally from the center of the two above it. And you end up with a little can that looks something like this. This is your basic cat stove. Now, let's go see how it works. This is heat gas line antifreeze. This is the alcohol we use for our stove fuel. You can get these little plastic medicine measuring cups at the drugstore, and they hold 1 ounce, and that's what you need, is 1 ounce of heat for fuel for 1 cooking session. And you pour the 1 ounce of fuel in the stove, and you light the stove. The blue flame is a little hard to see at times, but it's burning. And here is the cat stove in action. It's very difficult to see the flame that's coming out from under the pot. But you use 1 ounce of alcohol fuel, and we have 2 cups of water in our little aluminum pot. And the flames, using the black background of the grill so you can see it, come out through the vent holes. And you have a stove. And as you can see, the water is now boiling. The flame is coming out of the bottom, and we have boiling water in the pot, 2 cups of boiling water. And this only takes between 6 and 7 minutes depending on the temperature of your water, and if you use a lid on the pot. But for the cost of a piece of trash basically that you would throw away, a used aluminum can, 1 ounce of alcohol fuel, and that's 2 cups of water there that you could boil and make a cup of soup and a cup of tea and be able to enjoy yourself. Homemade cat stove.